right. Let's see here. We're loading. We're still loading. Okay. Okie dokie. Mixing it up. Everybody, Mike Joestar here. Welcome back. We are mixing it up right now. What do I say? First of all, I hope we can hear me okay. I hope the audio levels are good. Just, I always need to make sure that my microphone level is good and the in-game audio is okay. Do we not hear anything at all coming from the speakers? I don't know. That's it. Trying to see here. Go to my audio mixer. Let's see, let's add digital audio device. Oh yeah. Let me lower that volume there. Alright, that should be good. Now if anybody's joining, welcome. Mike Joestar here, big Castlevania guy. I am actually doing something a little bit different. I'm resetting my stream briefly because I'm actually gonna play the Xbox version of Curse of Darkness. Now there is graphical differences, slight graphical differences, with both games. Noticeably, you'll get higher res textures on the Xbox version. However, the pre-rendered videos are slightly darker, but we do get widescreen right off the bat. So I want to do this as a little bit of a trial today. I know we're on like part 5 of my Deathless run on the PlayStation, the good old PlayStation 2 version, which I think is the better version. But I do want to try to make sure I'm always delivering on the best clarity. I do not personally believe in playing on emulators. I'm a purist. I love playing on the consoles. As you can see, my Xbox is a little bit lit up there. It's heavily modified, but we are playing this in HD. We are playing this in widescreen. This is the Xbox version. There is a little bit something, but let's start. We're going to reset our run. This is going to be Deathless 100%. We're going to overwrite this. I was just doing like a test data save. I got my Xbox controller here. It's not the Duke. But you're going to notice right off the bat that the pre-rendered cutscenes are darker. Hey, buddy, please tell me the audio is okay.
Just when it seemed that there was no hope for mankind to prevail, out of the darkness and despair, a champion arose. A true-blooded vampire hunter named Trevor Belmont. Belmont and his comrades triumphantly slew Lord Dracula. A truly glorious victory for all.
Yeah, it's the pre-rendered cutscenes are definitely muted in terms of contrast and brightness.
Lord Dracula left a demonic curse that enshrouded all of
But like anything,
misery.
if anybody needs to paraphrase the story here, this is the sequel to Castlevania 3: Dracula's Curse, which was on the original Nintendo, released in 1990. There is a precursor to this game based on the Japanese manga Castlevania Curse of Darkness that kind of sets up the story here. But we're going to start in after the pre-rendered cutscenes. You're going to notice immediately the texture quality is much better. But I do leave this up for viewer debate. Do we want the Xbox version or do we want the PlayStation 2 version?
Show yourself, Isaac! I know you're here!
I really don't know why the video quality is
Hector, is that you?
toned down in darkness. I think it actually makes it a little bit better.
You tracked me down. I was the one who lured you here. Hector, the fool who betrayed our Lord Dracula.
That matters not. I've come to exact my revenge upon you. For the death of Rosalie!
Oh, and how will you have this revenge?
Commonly, everybody always likes to comment, Hector or Isaac looks so much different in this version than on the Netflix anime series.
You couldn't even protect your
I
own.
like to think, in my own headcanon, that something did happen, and Isaac was like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna go bleach my skin and dye my hair red.
Are still here in Valacia. Even you must realize.
Devil fortune.
Maybe with his magic, he really does go mad. Keep in mind, the Netflix series takes place, like season 4 takes place 6 months after Alucard, Trevor, and Sypha defeated Dracula. So there's like a 6-month gap between the end of season 2 and then the end of season 4 where Trevor fights Death. And we all like to note that, okay, yeah, you know, Isaac forgave Hector, but you know what? This game takes place 3 years after that, so it could always happen. It's still, you know, canon. But we're gonna skip it. I know everybody wants to play. So right here, you'll notice immediately, I like to think the ground textures are much, much more detailed. The draw distance is way more expanded. Let me go to my... I have... Let's go to... We don't want to see enemy damage. It is a little bit different playing on the Xbox controller. But, you know, overall, I want to make sure I'm giving you the best video quality. It does feel a little bit unnatural, but the controls are super slick on the Xbox version. Like, it is just, like, moving the camera seems so effortless. Aside from, yes, the brightness is much darker, the contrast has been lowered. I do think detail wise has been improved. I mean, the textures are much more vibrant. The draw distance again has been extended. So for example, like we were able to see this potion really far away. I like to think Hector is much more detailed. There is a very glaring noticeable difference with both versions of the game. And I will say graphically, what's immediately noticeable outside of the darkness is that metal textures are way better on the Xbox than on the PS2. You'll notice this when we do get, like, when we see knights, when we see like chrome detail, for example, like right there, like if you're looking at Hector's boots, they shine more, so definitely metallic textures are a win. They're just much better presented on the Xbox, better than the PS2. So that's one thing I noticed, is any metallic texture, gold, silver, steel, chrome, looks a lot better. Like there's a shine to Hector's leggings and his belt. You'll see this with weapons as well. You'll see how certain weapons do shine. It does take just a little bit of getting used to, coming from PlayStation, playing the feel of the Xbox controller. This is one of those games that it was never backwards compatible with the 360 or the Xbox One. It was just one of those games from Konami that just never got the treatment. But I was the other night playing around with running both of these, and I wanted to see how they both looked on OBS. I wanted to see how they both looked on the TV. Although I will say the PlayStation 2 version looked better in a 4:3 aspect ratio in HD. It's much more brighter. Again, this one is in widescreen, and it's pretty much straightforward. A lot of textures are just improved. So again, it's up for debate. I might not do a full playthrough on the Xbox One just because it is pretty dark, but we'll see. I'm debating on doing a minimal death run on Elden Ring starting over, so that might be something worthwhile to try. Anything to get viewership. It's a Saturday. Trying to get need to get up to 50. I also like to think that the drop rate on Xbox is better. I think enemies drop a lot more good items than normal. This was one of the first games that I actually went to the store and bought both versions immediately. Even though I never owned the Xbox growing up, I went out and just bought this just because. So we'll see. We'll see how much my mood takes me into doing this playthrough. But again, I want to stress quality. Optimal video quality is what I'm going for here. Ooh, got hit with the baseball swing. There we go. There's not that many load times. We are playing this on the Xbox, so it should move much faster than normally.
This unearthly power. Is it coming from that tombstone?
But yeah. So here we go. We got our first innocent devil. And for consistency and plot, we're going to name our first devil Navi. If anybody gets the reference. Now we know that we can always, we can't see the chart. We don't, know the progression, but we're going to farm using swords. try to stock up on some materials while we're in the castle. We do need a lot of bronze. On my screen here, I think the video quality looks good. I'm looking at this. I mean, my TV's right over there. But everything's running through a capture card, running through an upscaler. So I'm actually staring at my ultra wide, and I see both my TikTok window, I see both my OBS window, and overall image quality is great. I'm not missing any frames. I think maybe, just maybe, I might be streaming completely using the Xbox version of this game. Like always, this is a deathless run, so I will be attempting to make it through the entire game without dying. I'm about, I'd say, probably almost halfway through on the PlayStation 2 version, and I haven't died yet. I just got past the Minotaur. No deaths so far. So that's always good. I'm going to try to do a death counter run of Elden Ring. Just starting a new game. Not like New Game Plus 6, but just straight up starting a new game right from scratch. And seeing how I can do an optimized play of that. It's good to farm up some materials here early on. I did see another streamer play this game entirely using emulation. I will say, yeah, it looks good when you eliminate the draw distance and you upscale everything, but, you know, I still don't think it's optimized well. There's a lot of good quirks when the console tends to glitch up. That makes the game fun. It's that level of unpredictability. I hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. It's Saturday. I know it's hot outside. Like, I immediately noticed, like, the water texture and sometimes this lighting texture over here stands out more on the Xbox than on the PlayStation 2. Like, the God rays you can see a little bit better. But yeah, some of these rooms are just really dark. I don't remember there being a save room here. Could be wrong. I think everything loops around, so let's do the loop around now. I'm assuming you're asking me what game. This is Castlevania Curse of Darkness on the Xbox. This was also released on the PlayStation 2, but I'm playing the Xbox version right now for the widescreen effect. Testing whether the audience likes whether it's better details in the graphics. I'm doing a Deathless run, by the way, so Deathless 100%. You can always follow me on Twitch and YouTube as well. That's where I archive all of them. Always helps. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like a boomer. I'm like, I don't know what this generational lingo is. So W means winning. But thank you for that clarification. I appreciate it. But I'd say it's a great game. I'd say, you know, there could be a lot of refinements. Oh, nice. Yeah, I have every game in my collection. I'd say, I remember when this game got released, it got a lot of hate around it, that, you know, people saying the graphics are bad, but I'd say this was probably Konami's closest attempt at having Symphony of the Night. I think the big complaint is as massive as they made this game open-wise, there was a lot of empty rooms. I think that was like the big issue, was it's running down hallways. But I was blown away when this game came out because I wanted that like journey outside the castle and explore. So, which was definitely great. Here's a handful of Castlevania games that I do have that I'm like, eh. Oh yeah, I'm a backer. I'm credited in that game. Love Bloodstained. I just did Dominique's Curse. Or Dominique's Quest. I did that. That was fun. I did 1986 mode. On the classic run, but yeah. No, Bloodstained's definitely up there. I can't wait for like the true sequel. Since I know it's happening. It's Iga. We play Castlevania game because Iga made it great. I mean, if you're a true Castlevania fan from before, amazing, you know, but once Iga took over from Rondo of Blood on, that was great. He was a programmer during Rondo of Blood, but then he became like scenario director for Symphony of Night, and then onward producer. I'd say probably the Castlevania game that I am least good with is probably, I will shamefully say, Curse of Darkness. Or I'm sorry, no, Dracula's Curse. That's the one that I've beaten maybe twice in my life, but it is a game that I will not stream just because that game has the difficulty. Lords of Shadow, I would say it was ambitious. Looking back on it, I really didn't care for it too much. I thought Lords of Shadow 1 came out, I thought it was good. Lords of Shadow 2 I thought was good. Mirror of Fate, I thought we were gonna get like a really cool Symphony of the Night-ish. Munzie, thank you. This is definitely one of my favorites as well. Stick around. This is a Deathless run, by the way. But Lords of Shadow, you know, looking back, it's not. I can't consider it Castlevania just because it's a reboot, and it's a mediocre reboot. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but during that time in the like mid, like 2000s, like the early like 2010s, remember everything was getting rebooted, and it was like almost one of those things where some games got good treatment, some games got bad treatment. I will say games that got good treatment were Tomb Raider. I love the Tomb Raider reboots. I think they're amazing. I never liked the original Tomb Raiders. Some people might. I have them. But I thought the reboots were better. Castlevania, it needed a reboot, but we didn't get the reboot we deserved. But did I play them? Did I 100% them? Yes, I did. But when I look back on it, it's kind of like, eh. Now, that's not to say Mercury Steam, who developed the games, did a bad job. Did you know Mercury Steam did the development for Metroid Dread and Metroid Return of Samus on the 3DS? That was all Mercury Steam. And they delivered 2 really great Metroid games. I just think, you know, rebooting the Castlevania franchise was not what the fans wanted. Oh yeah, trust me, I'm still playing this. Now I will say, Circle of the Moon is one that I love to hate. I got Circle of the Moon when I got my Game Boy Advance. You know, I got that at launch. Playing it is like my least favorite Castlevania game. Just going back and playing it. It's the difficulty. In Circle of the Moon, it's just the difficulty of that game is insane. And then I find out, when you want to add salt to the wound there, I found out that the Japanese version of Circle of the Moon is easier. Yeah, if you go play the Japanese version of Circle of the Moon, it is much easier than the like North America release of that game. It's just unforgiving. But I remember when I got that game, my friends and I had so much fun. We loved the whole, like, the DSS system, figuring out where the cards are, grinding. But when you get to the battle arena, oh man, is that just unforgiving. Oh, I agree. You can't say you love Castlevania if you don't love the music or the art, and the music is up there. Michiru Yamane is one of my favorite composers. I have on my like bookshelf over there, that's like Castlevania shelf that's got like everything like from the action figures and whatnot. I have the original Hunami Japanese black box. It's called the Music Collection. That came out, I think, in 2007. It is a 18 disc collection that has all the Castlevania soundtracks from like the original NES all the way to Judgment. I think. I don't even think Judgment. I think it just goes up to maybe Order of Ecclesia. Which way did I go? Oh, do I have to go this way? But yeah, the music is totally worth it. There's a couple audio dramas. I think in Japan there was an audio drama, and I have it. It's included in that collection. Where basically shortly after Symphony of the Night, Richter, Alucard, and Maria are like, they have to fight an incubus. Was I supposed to go the other way? I don't think so. Nice. What couldn't you pull off? Was it the flowing hair? There's not that it's like ever published on the internet, but my friend and I we were like freshmen in high school. We went trick-or-treating, and I dressed up as Richter Belmont, and he dressed up as Nathan Graves. And we were just going around the neighborhood with like our whips and stuff. It was so funny. Yeah, Alucard, I would say, would be a very that would be a tough look to pull off. It might be, depending on the year, it might be you might be hot, because think about it, like he's wearing layers. I wore a pair of like leather pants when I was like in like a rock star phase, and you sweat when you're wearing like all black and like leather and stuff. You do tend to sweat. But yeah, I'd say his look is probably the most detailed and probably difficult look to pull off. But cool on you for doing it. Yeah, this hallway is just insanely dark. Oh, we should go back the other way, because I think this is taking us to a boss. Let's go back. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the follow. I always encourage people, test me on Castlevania lore. You'll be impressed with how much I know. I was following this Castlevania fan group on Facebook, and quite frankly, I left it just because it was getting a little bit too ridiculous. And number one, I am just super amazed that there are the Castlevania fan base is huge in amongst Spanish speakers, Italian speakers. Which way am I going? Oh, I'm going this way. Like there's a huge fan base internationally outside the US and stuff. And the only problem I had is there's a lot of people in these groups that are like making up weird headcanon. I get it. I mean, but some of it's just like it gets to the point where they were just posting on like made up stuff that was just like from fan-based franchises that didn't exist. And I was just like, you know what, I need to leave this group just because the headcanon is so unreal. I don't believe it. I follow the EGA timeline, most importantly. I still think the N64 games, I think they are canon, because they can happen. I know EGA removed them, but I think the only ones that are not canon is Legends, which is Sonia Belmont, and oh, the fan art. The fan art. You know, there's some good fan art. Let's say that there's some good fan art. But I'll say, I think, yeah, it's the Legends is not canon, and I think Circle of the Moon is not canon. And Circle of the Moon was devved by the team that did the N64 games. And I think for a while the N64 games were not canon, but I believe, I could be wrong. I have to go pull it off my shelf. But if you got the collector's edition or the pre-order of Portrait of Ruin, you should have got the 25th anniversary timeline. And that was the timeline that was like EGA approved, and I believe that had the N64 games put back on the timeline. What's your question? Do tell me. You tell me. What ya? You gotta take out the wizard secretly first, because they'll cast heal on the knight. We got the double step. Perfect. Jubs, thank you for informing me that. I don't know what to do. I don't know why Twitch is doing that. Why Twitch is showing a black screen, but YouTube Live is showing full. I have never encountered this before. Do you have a top 3 favorite OST from the franchise? I would say top 3 OST. I think it's called, you might be thinking of Dance of Pails. What would be? You know, I'm not sure officially what the if Konami released like official like compilations. I have the black box. I don't have black box. They released another set of black boxes, but it's called Red and Black Box. I know you're thinking of the Dance of Pails, which I think is the orchestra version of Symphony of the Night. I actually do not have that. But if I were to say the top 3 OSTs, yeah, I'm gonna do you a treat. I'll just show it to you. Ugh! Knocking my controller. Ugh! Oh, controller fell. Yeah, so this is the Castlevania Best Music Collection box. This came out in, let's see, it's all in Japanese. When did this came out? 2010. Sorry, it came out in 2010. It was released only in Japan. This has everything, I think, going all the way up to Order of Ecclesia, and it has an interview disc with interviews and stuff on that. So I don't have the other ones, the Music Box Black or Music Box Red, but my top 3 will be Symphony of the Night. The Symphony of the Night OST is definitely number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna say Rondo of Blood. And then number 3 is going to be probably Portrait of Ruin. Oh no, is it the dreaded adulting you had to sell? Because I went through a phase where I sold a chunk of my collection as well. Yeah. I mean, it sucks. I feel bad because I know, like, there's a lot of passionate gamers and collectors. Like, I was one of them. Trust me, I went through that phase too where I would sell all my, collections and games just to, pay bills, be responsible. And it took me a really long time to rebuild that. I'm going to tell you something that might make you cry. I had a really good Sega Saturn collection, and I sold all but 2 games. I have only 2 physical games on that shelf that are from the Sega Saturn. I must have had 20, and I sold them because of the pandemic. I had a newborn, and basically, it was one of those things where we just had to, my wife and I, we had to pay the bills. So it sucks, but I have the ODEs installed on my Sega Saturn, so no matter what I look at, I can still play them. I can still play all those games. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to be pretty on my shelf. I remember I think probably I was a freshman in college. I sold my entire Xbox and PlayStation 2 collection to the point where I started rebuilding it, but that I've now stopped. So trust me, I know what it's like. It sucks because now those Sega Saturn games are going for like $200 minimum. But yeah, I would say probably my 3rd favorite is OST is the Portrait of Ruin, because it has a lot of remixes from Castlevania Bloodlines. It has some remixes from Haunted Castle on there, so yeah, life, tell me about it. This economy sucks if you're living in the US. It's just one of those things where I look at it as, and it's kind of helped me as a collector too, kind of realize this. And you have to understand, I've been collecting games since I was like 10. I saved like every single Sega Genesis. Oh, I'm really sorry, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. No, I feel for you. Well, you know what? If you follow me and stuff, I'll make sure to, you can always send me a message on my channel. I'll do a little shout out for you. Because I sometimes get the same way. you know, around holidays, it's just like, you know, but I'll make sure to do a shout out for you on the holidays and stuff. Yeah, I think so. Like, my thing is the best thing I can always say is how I look at it is, you know, there's like this Marie Kondo type thing. I'll say it's nice to have, but you know, at the end of the day, is it going to pay the bills? Is it going to, do you really need it? And that's how I look at it. And quite frankly, that, you know, I looked at it from the perspective of, I have a daughter, I have to provide. Does it bring you joy? And you know, I you know, one of the things I said to myself was, I'm not gonna play it, like, so, and if I already have it on a hard drive installed on my console, then okay, that's all I need. And you know, I looked at it as, do I want it to be on the shelf collecting space, or do I just want to enjoy the game? And I said to myself, you know what? I have a collection because I truly enjoy the games. And if I really like it, like the Castlevania games, how old are you? Not trying to be like weird or anything. I mean, my long story is just weird. I'm really sorry if I'm rambling. I'm trying to ramble just on this game. But yeah. But thank you. Yeah. I think the weird thing is oh, me too. Trust me. I'm in my 30s, so yeah. No, there's just a time, you know, one of those things where look, I'm really envious of true game collectors that trap. They have bookshelves of everything, and I'm just like, ah. But you know, I choose in the now. But see, like doing stuff like this, streaming Castlevania and then like meeting other Castlevania fans, that's cool. And that's why I try to hope to deliver is I try to hope you know, some people like my age are like nostalgic, like, oh man, he's got Castlevania, sweet, you know. That's great. But I look at it this way, onwards and upwards, right? If I can make content that some people like, that's fine. Hoo-yah! I do. So I was streaming Elden Ring, the DLC, a lot. But I got through that. I'm pretty much done with Destiny. I've been playing Burst Descendant a lot lately as kind of like a guilty pleasure. Oh, well, I just restarted the game, Beard. I just restarted. I'm doing a Deathless on the Xbox. Oh, trust me, now, like, Souls games, I'm big on Souls games. I think I'm probably, like, the second lore-hungry man on the Souls series, next to Castlevania game. But I just recently did the DLC, so I didn't touch grass for, like, a whole week. And was streaming the entire DLC run. Sekiro, I love Sekiro. I'm on my 3rd playthrough. Ooh, what is going on here? For shooters, First Descendant right now. What else am I doing? Yeah, I want to redo Elden Ring and do like a new game from scratch instead of like new game plus 6. Stellar Blade. I've been playing Stellar Blade a lot. I'm on New Game Plus with that. I did the stream there. mean, that's pretty much it. I'm not like much into like massive online games other than like Destiny, but I'm Destinied out. I don't want to play Destiny for a while, so that's why I'm trying to play First Descendant and just be like, okay. But yeah, I beat Promise Consort Radon using the lightning bottle cheese before it got patched. It got patched 2 days later. You like it so far? I like. Do you? I mean, did you play First Descendant at all? I dig it, but it's like I'm not like fully vested. I'm still learning the mechanics. What do we want to name my golem here? Anybody want to name him? I think I named him Rocky on the PlayStation 2. Should I name this one? Give me a golem name. Onyx? Okay. Now he's gonna be the Yeti. So, we cool with that? We're cool with Onyx? Onyx the Yeti? I'm gonna make him the Yeti. Alright, there we go. So you're confused by it. Like, how so? Are you confused by the story? Or are you confused by, like, some of the gameplay? I'm confused a little bit by the mechanics of First Descendant, but I've been watching some videos and I'm like, okay, I've just been playing wrong. Did we not get the devil chart? We did not. Oh, let me just verify real quick. The upgrade path. We want to get the Yeti, so that means we have to use the sword. So we're gonna actually use the foil. I never got into Fortnite. Yeah, I was all about Destiny. My friends got me into Destiny, and I grinded so much in Destiny that I just burned myself out. My take on First Descendant, it's ambitious. I like the production value. I know everybody's saying it's a Destiny ripoff. I dig the production value. And sometimes you get tired of playing the same thing over and over again, that you just need to have a new fresh face. So I consider First Descendant like a guilty pleasure to play. Whoa! What happened? Oh. The video just cut for a second. That was weird. I thought the Xbox was gonna freeze. Good reminder, if anybody is a massive console collector, it is time to change the thermal paste on your Xbox 360 and PS3. I did that like a month ago. Well worth it. Slap on some thermal grizzly cryonaut. Those consoles run cooler. That's all good. I thought the game froze for a second because the video cut out. And I was like, oh, what happened? I will say, I am excited for Perfect Dark to get the new game treatment that it deserves. So I am eagerly waiting for that to come out on the Xbox. Hey, you have a great day. Thanks for joining. Oh, I didn't notice there was a serum up here. I forgot that. Chopping, chopping. All right, let's go. This one should merge with this part. It does. Good. Not gonna lie, I dig the widescreen. I think the widescreen is the way to go. So I might be continuing the entire stream playing on the Xbox. Well, there it goes again. Maybe we're not. Maybe we shouldn't be playing this on the Xbox. Hear that, or it's the Xbox overheating or the video cutting out. What's going on? Uh-oh. What does the yellow ring mean? Why does my Xbox have the yellow ring? Oh my gosh. When did we save it last? Hold on. Hold the phone here. Oh my gosh. I may have just ruined it. Come on. No, Xbox, no! Might be onto something here. Anything? Any video? This might have just ruined the Deathless run. Either that or the Xbox is overheating. We're talking the OG Xbox here. Video cut out. And we're not sure why. Or No, it seems to be. Yeah, no, I think the video just decided to go kaput right now. Hmm. Well, that must obviously conclude this stream. Because either my Xbox is on the fritz or what. But you know what? We're at an hour. And it's okay. I'm not even mad. Because I could pick this game up on the PlayStation 2. Do I have to, like, hit the button? I'm afraid. Yep, this tray opens up. It's blowing cold air. Huh. Well, I would say this is a deathless run. I think this is just a run where we just got canceled. Yeah. Well, with that, I'm gonna end this stream. Uh, and I'm okay with that. I'm debating whether I should play something else. So thanks for watching. Have a good one. It's funny that this just glitched. Thank you.